Hi everyone, I'm Barbara with Bluebell Style. Thanks for joining me today. So today I'm doing another style segment, except today's style segment is on belting, and specifically belting summer dresses. For those of you ladies who are shopping for summer dresses or have some in your closet, maybe want to change them up, not sure what to do with them, how to incorporate belts into the dresses, I'll give you a few ideas today. Now today I am wearing, at this moment, a gathered waist dress. So I'll just pull it out from underneath my belt here. You might be able to see it's a really thin gathered waist, just a really thin elastic. And on the mannequin here, you can see that she's also wearing a dress with a gathered waist, but it's done with a really wide elastic, so it's almost a detail unto itself. So on her dress, I mean, you could really just leave this alone as a detail, maybe put on some really great statement jewelry, or what you could do is belt this. What I recommend, though, is if you belt this, that the belting covers the wider waist, or is really narrow, but something that would stay in place. So I'll show you a couple options there. First, I have this really wide leather belt, and on the mannequin here, I'm just going to place it on her if I can. And what it does is when you put a belt on this wide, it covers the elastic that is already in the waist of the belt. I'll just slip this on her here. So there we go. So what you can see here is it really just changes the dress a little bit. And it covers the elastic. And with this, I mean, you could wear a really nice dark brown sandal or a nude sandal. I mean, there's so many different ways you could wear this. But this is just one idea of how to wear this. Now, if you have a smaller waist, this is great, because then when you're wearing this thick belt, it doesn't look off and it doesn't make you really heavy around the waist. But if you carry your weight around the middle section of your body, I wouldn't recommend it, because what it's going to do is just add more bulk to this area. And in that case, you might want to do a different style of belt, maybe a thinner one, or maybe do a hip belt, which I'll show you in the next segment. So that's one option for this. Another option, I mean, if you wanted to change it up, if you didn't want to wear something so thick, you could do something a little narrower. This size belt will still cover the elastic. Now here's something else I want to show you. I had mentioned before about putting on a thinner belt so that you can see the detail. And I'll just give you an idea. So what I've got here is something that's, I don't know, feels kind of retro, maybe 70s, very bohemian. And if you've got something really fun, or a scarf or something, or just anything you've even put together, or some leather straps, what you could do is just even wrap it around really loosely and tie it in whatever fashion you want. And just do something like that just to add a little bit of something to the dress, but it's purposeful. And if it moves around and it doesn't sit in one exact spot, because of the style and the layering of it, it's not such a big deal. Okay, so those are options for her. For myself, I'm wearing sort of a mid-size belt. What I like about belting this style of dress, when you have that little elastic, is that the little elastic looks like it's just sometimes a little unfinished. So I mean, for myself, I like the wider belt. I'm really rectangular in shape here. I don't have much of a waist. Normally, to be honest, I don't wear this style of dress. I usually wear something with a hip belt, and so like I said, I'll show you that later. But I also have a curve in my spine, so I have a bit of scoliosis. So what that does is it creates a curve in my waist, and I feel that it accentuates the unevenness of my body. But that's something that most people wouldn't notice. That's just personal preference. I could also wear a narrower a narrower belt. The only problem with this, though, is when I move around, the elastic might slip up and down and you would see it. So I wouldn't be comfortable wearing that. If that's something you want to do, that's up to you. I don't recommend it. I think it's a bit fussy, and when I'm getting dressed, I don't like to feel fussy. So those are just a couple of options on what you can do with a gathered waist dress. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the mannequin, put a different dress on her. I'm going to put a tunic on her, and I'm going to slip on a shirt dress and show you some options on how to belt those.